Theme parks are supposed to be a place of joy, a break from reality where you can laugh, scream, and truly feel alive. But sometimes, the thrills turn into terror, and the attractions we trust become the settings for unthinkable tragedies. Today, we're diving into one such story, a ride that promised excitement but became a nightmare. Imagine a spinning room, walls closing in, the air growing thin, and no way out. This is the harrowing tale of the Rotor at Santa Claus Land, a seemingly innocent attraction that ended in heartbreak. What went so horribly wrong? Stay with me as we uncover the chilling details of this forgotten tragedy. It's the summer of 1970, and Santa Claus Land, a small but vibrant theme park tucked away in southern Indiana, is alive with the sounds of excitement. The warm, golden sun filters through the lush canopy of trees, casting long shadows over the bright colors of the rides and attractions. The air smells of freshly popped popcorn and sugary treats, mingling with the earthly scent of the surrounding woods. A steady hum of laughter fills the air, families strolling through the park, their faces lit up with joy as they take in the lively atmosphere. Children run past, clutching balloons and cotton candy, their squeals of delight echoing in the breeze. Nearby, a carousel spins lazily, the painted horses bobbing up and down, each ring of the bell a reminder of carefree joy. But hidden among the colorful buildings and candy-shaped tents, there is an undercurrent of something darker. Far off in the corner of the park stands an attraction unlike the others, the Rotor. It's new this year, a futuristic, high-speed ride that promises to deliver an experience unlike anything else at Santa Claus Land. A large, cylindrical structure, gleaming in the sun, its metal walls glistening like a towering mechanical beast. From a distance, the sight of it spinning so smoothly invites curiosity, but those who walk by it feel a subtle unease. There's something unsettling about the way it hums, the way it spins, almost too fast, almost too mechanically precise. Among the crowd, a group of excited teens are drawn in. They chatter among themselves, laughing and pushing each other towards the entrance, eager to feel the rush of wind and the force of the ride. Their faces are lit with anticipation, their young eyes wide with the thrill of something new, something dangerous. They step into the rotating chamber, the doors sliding shut behind them with a soft metallic clang. The ride operator, a young park worker wearing a faded blue uniform, greets them with a quick smile, his hands nervously adjusting the controls. He explains the simple rules: stand with your back against the wall, hold on tight, and enjoy the ride. The teens nod enthusiastically, oblivious to the mechanical hum growing louder and louder. The moment feels like the calm before the storm, a fleeting moment where the weight of what's to come hasn't yet hit them. They're just kids after all, eager to be swept up in the rush of excitement. The operator's instructions fall on deaf ears as the door closes and the machine roars to life. The smooth spin begins, slowly at first, but it's enough to make the air feel changed, like the world outside has been momentarily forgotten. The Rotor slowly picks up speed, and for a moment, the teens are mesmerized by the strange sensation that sweeps over them. Their stomachs drop, their hearts race, and an exhilarating thrill shoots through them like an electric current. The centrifugal force presses them back against the cold, metallic walls, their feet suddenly feeling weightless. They laugh, their voices muffled in the overwhelming hum of the machine as their bodies are pushed deeper into the walls, pinned in place by the force of the spin. The ride accelerates quickly, each passing second intensifying the sensation. The teens' laughter grows louder, more frantic, their voices rising above the hum of the machine. As the cylinder spins faster, their bodies jerk with each turn, their arms and legs stiff against the pressure. The wind begins to whip them around, and for a moment, it feels like they're defying gravity itself. The ride is meant to be an experience of freedom, a sensation of flying through the air without ever leaving the ground. They press their hands against the cold metal, feeling the vibrations beneath their fingers as they try to steady themselves. For a brief, fleeting moment, everything is perfect. The speed, the force, the thrill. It all feels like a dream. The world outside the Rotor fades away, the screams of joy and excitement from the other parts of the park becoming distant and muffled. The teens' laughter echoes, pure and unrestrained, as the centrifugal force presses them deeper into the walls. The sensation is unlike anything they felt before, an almost weightless, disorienting rush that makes them feel alive in a way nothing else can. They're all in this together, sharing the moment, caught in the dizzying, spinning cocoon that the rotor has become. But that feeling doesn't last long. As the machine continues to pick up speed, something begins to change. The ride no longer feels playful, no longer exhilarating. Instead, it starts to feel wrong. The air feels heavier, as if the very space inside the cylinder is shrinking, pressing in from all sides. The teens' smiles begin to fade, their faces straining with the growing pressure. The centrifugal force that was once thrilling now feels oppressive, suffocating. They grip the wall harder, trying to steady themselves, but their bodies are no longer obeying. And then, something snaps. The ride's hum changes. A sudden, unexpected jerk ripples through the cylinder, throwing the riders even harder against the walls. The machine seems to shudder, almost alive in its violent movement. The speed ramps up once again, far beyond what anyone anticipated. The teens' bodies are crushed against the cold steel, their lungs fighting for breath, their hearts pounding in their chest. Every breath becomes harder, more strained, as the air around them grows thick with pressure. Their limbs twitch in defiance, unable to move, pinned helplessly against the wall. Panic erupts in the tight space. One of the girls begins to cry out, but her voice is muffled, swallowed by the deafening hum of the ride. Her body starts to go numb, the blood flow restricted by the intense pressure, and she can't even scream anymore. Inside, there is no escape. The walls close in, at least, that's how it feels. The force of the spin is too much. Their bodies, which were once light and carefree, now feel like they're being squeezed into the very fabric of the machine. The laughter has died down, replaced by gasps of air, desperate shouts, and the frantic thud of hearts beating too fast. Outside, no one can hear them. The operator is in a state of panic, his hands trembling as he frantically spins the ride's control wheel. His mind races, but his body feels frozen. Each attempt to stop the rotor seems futile, and the seconds stretch into what feels like an eternity. He pulls at levers, presses buttons, and shouts into the microphone, trying to reach someone, anyone, who can help. The hum of the machine is deafening, and the laughter that once filled the air is now replaced by muffled screams, voices from inside the spinning chamber that plead for help, choked out by the crushing force inside. Outside, parkgoers are starting to notice the strange, frantic movements of the operator, their confusion turning into concern as the screams become more urgent, more desperate. A few bystanders shout for help, but no one can make out what's happening inside the rotor. Only the rapid, uncontrollable spinning of the machine, a blur of motion against the bright afternoon sky. The operator's panic only escalates as he continues to pull at the controls, each second bringing with it the harsh realization that he may be too late. Inside, the pressure is unbearable. The riders, unable to move, their bodies pinned against the walls, begin to struggle with increasing desperation. Their cries for help are muffled by the deafening noise of the machine, their hands reaching out in futile attempts to stabilize themselves or reach the door. But the centrifugal forces only tightens the grip, and each breath becomes harder to take. The weight of their situation presses down on them with suffocating force, while the operator, still helpless, continues to battle with the ride's malfunctioning controls. The rotor keeps spinning, unrelenting. Finally, the machine begins to slow. At first, it's imperceptible, a slight deceleration that offers no comfort, no relief. Then, the grind of metal on metal grows louder, and the ride shudders, coming to an agonizing halt. The silence that follows is deafening. For a moment, nothing happens. Time seems to stand still. The riders, still pinned to the walls by the remnants of the force, begin to slump as the dizziness sets in. One girl, her breath shallow and strained, struggles to stay conscious. Her face, once filled with excitement, is now pale, her eyes half-lidded, unfocused. But there's no more movement from her. The others, disoriented and unable to stand on their own, look around in confusion. Their limbs are heavy, numb from the force, their minds still processing the reality of what has just occurred. It's then that they see her, motionless against the wall, her body still held in place by the crushing pressure of the rotor. She doesn't move. She doesn't breathe. The horror of what's just happened sinks in, a terrible realization that strikes at the core of every rider's being. One of them hasn't made it out. Outside, bystanders are in shock, witnessing the aftermath unfold in real time. As employees rush towards the ride to open the door, a sense of helplessness fills the air. The park's once lively energy is replaced by a somber, chilling quiet. Paramedics arrive quickly, their sirens cutting through the air, but even they can't bring her back. She's rushed to the hospital, but it's too late. Her body, deprived of oxygen for far too long, is no longer alive. The life that had once danced in her eyes is gone. Her friends, now realizing the gravity of the situation, are still reeling in disbelief. The park's joyful atmosphere has been completely shattered. Santa Claus Land is forever changed. The Rotor, once a symbol of youthful exuberance and the thrill of a ride, now stands as a haunting reminder of how a simple miscalculation, a slight failure in the safety procedures, can lead to unimaginable tragedy. The ride, once so full of life and laughter, will never operate again. Its spinning metal walls, which had been the source of so much joy, now feel like the cold embrace of fate. The park never fully recovers from the tragedy. Visitors slowly drift away, drawn by the memories of joy that was, now overshadowed by the heavy presence of loss. The Rotor's abrupt halt left not just a stop to the ride, but a permanent mark on the park's history, one that they would never be able to erase. Santa Claus Land, once a place where children's laughter echoed through the air, becomes a solemn place. The Rotor's tragic accident serves as a grim reminder that, sometimes, the line between thrill and danger is thinner than we can see, and the consequences are far-reaching. The park's cheerful, colorful exterior can never disguise the shadow that now overhangs it, a shadow that will always remind everyone of what happened on that fateful summer day. My heart goes out to the young girl who lost her life that tragic day, and to her family, whose lives were forever changed. May her memory serve as a reminder to cherish every moment and prioritize the safety in all that we do. Rest in peace.